Hey guys, Spark Gaming here, and today we are trying something different. We are going to be using a tool called Scratch here, and we are going to be making our own game. So first of all, we should delete this cat because we don't want that. We're going to be trying to make a Galaga type game or Space Invaders type game. So what we're going to do is go in space and choose rocket ship A. This is going to be our sprite. And a sprite is just a character that you can move. So hold on. So if we click back up, you have to use this tool, rectangle, and you outline this whole thing. Oh, okay, hold on. Wrong tool. What you have to do is use this tool, and then it comes up with a box so you can make this smaller. So next we're going to be making the backdrop. So you can just grab the paint bucket tool and make this black for space, then grab the brush tool and white to make some stars. You could even make some yellow stars if you want to. You can't really see the color that well though because they're small. You can make a planet, whatever you want. It's a bad planet. Okay, whatever you want to do in the backdrop. And then let's delete that too. And then what we're going to do is we're going to take this box here. We are going to make it gray, and we are going to stretch it all the way from this corner to this corner. This is going to be the alien ship. We'll fill it in with gray. So now that we have the spawn area for the aliens, what we can do is actually find an alien. Let's do this guy here, Pico. And this is going to be our alien. So then we can delete all of these costumes because we only really need one. And again, we're going to use this mouse tool, select him, and make him very small. So, I don't know what I just said. Make him smaller. So, we'll put Pico right here, and we're going to put the spaceship down here. We'll move this guy down here so that his spot is always random. And you'll see why that is in a minute. So in scripts for sprite 1, we're going to be going for the rocket ship. We're going to be going when start clicked, and then go into control and say repeat forever, and then duplicate this thing 3 times. So forever, motion, or sensing, you do wait until, and then sensing key. So then you put right arrow. If the right arrow key is clicked, then move. Then change X, which is this way. X is the horizontal axis. Change X by however much you want it to move. So say we want it to move 20 units. So then if we click start, you'll see if we press the right arrow, we can get the spaceship to move. So we're going to actually delete this one and duplicate this. And then if we change this to left arrow and change this to -20, you can see that if we click start, we can go back and forth with our spaceship. Now that's a little too fast, so maybe we bring it down to 15 and -15. See how that works. Yep, see, that's perfect. Okay, so then what we're going to do is we're going to clean this up. And then click stop before you make any changes. Then go wait until, and then go in sensing and do key space pressed. Then what we're going to do is make a new sprite. This is going to be the little laser, or whatever you want to call it. We're going to fill it in with red, like that. And that's a bit big, so you remember we go into this select tool and we make that smaller. Just like that. Okay, so now we're going to put this all the way down here so that it will never touch this guy. So what we want to do now is go in here, go in the spaceship, and say wait until key space pressed, and then we go in control and we create a clone, which means it creates another thing exactly like this. Create a clone of sprite 2, which is the laser. So then we go in the laser and we go, when I start as a clone, so that means when this laser starts as a clone, what's going to happen? So when this laser starts as a clone, what it will do is motion. It will go to sprite 1, which is, of course, this rocket ship. So actually what we want to do is we go in events when start clicked, looks, hide. So that means when this starts, you will not see this. But after, it will go to sprite 1, and then motion, or looks, it will show, and then what it will do is glide or move 10 steps, or change Y by 10, because Y is vertical, Y is up and down. It'll do this. We'll go into repeat until, so it will repeat this action until, and go into sensing, touching color, and then click on the color and click gray. And then we'll go in operators and do or. It could be touching color gray, or it could be touching Pico, which is our enemy. So now if we start, we'll see that if we can go back and forth, and then this should, yeah, it kind of works. Okay, so as you see, well, now what we need to do is actually make these things disappear once they touch gray. So after this, repeat until touching gray or touching Pico. So when it touches gray, it hides, and then that's it. See? But that's too fast. That's OP. You could win so easily doing this. So what we're going to do is we're going to have something in here where you can only click space every half second. So you go wait until key space pressed, and then it creates a clone of sprite 2 and it shoots. And then you go in control, wait 0.5 seconds, which is half a second, and then you end up with this. See, you can't spam it. You can only hit it like once every couple seconds. And then the problem with this is that it's not centered. So what we actually have to do is go in costumes and make this point the center of that. So that should fix our problem. No, okay. No, it didn't. So go to, okay. It doesn't matter for right now. We can change that a little bit later. So then now we have this so that you can shoot it, but only every half second. So then what we need to do is get this enemy guy here. We need to do work on him. So what we'll do is we go in events, when start button clicked, and then looks hide. So then next thing we'll do is go in control and then repeat forever. And then we'll go sensing, or no, motion, go to, we have to actually have another repeat until in here, and then motion, go to, click the go to, and then do the drop down menu, random position. So it will go to a random position until events touching, or sensing, and then either touching, touching edge, or touching color, click color, and do gray. So what we're going to do is do an and then put touching color in here, and then put not in here, and touching edge. So what this is going to do is it's going to go to a random place until it's on gray, but it's not touching one of the edges. So this will help it so that it won't get glitched and go on the edge where you can't get it, if that makes sense. So now let's test it, see if it can go to a random position. Oh, okay. Go to a random position and then show. Yeah, so every time we click start, it should go to a random position. Oh, actually, okay. Hold on. So what we actually need to do is, when start clicked, hide. So then we go in this one where we go control when I start as a clone. So that's our problem. We needed to clone this guy every time. So when start clicked, hide. And then, so when it shows, we'll have it motion, control, repeat until, and then change Y by -10, which is going downwards. So change Y by -10. So we will repeat this until, go in operators, get an OR. So until touching edge, which is going to be the bottom, touching edge, or touching sprite 2. So that means that it will stop. It will stop if it's touching the edge, and it will stop if it's touching the laser. So let's try that out. Oh, okay. We haven't made it so that it created a sprite. So create a clone of myself. And then, oh, that's way too fast. Okay. So we'll stop the script. And then we'll do actually -3. That should be a good speed. Yeah, that's a good speed. So then if it hits the laser, hold on. If it hits this laser, then it will die and go back up. But we need to make it so that every time it dies, we get a point. So then we go in data, we make a variable called points, spell it right, INTS, and then we will make it for all sprites. Points can be up here, right up here, and we'll just have this little box of how many points we have. So then, when start clicked, set points to 0. That will make this number 0, and then every time we defeat an enemy, change points by 1. That means every time we kill a guy, we get a point. But what we need to do is make it so that when they touch the edge, they die. If that makes sense. So what we do is when start clicked, wait until sensing, touching. Okay, we're gonna need to make another sprite actually. We need to make a box like this, a very thin box. It can be any color you want, but just thin. And then we'll fill it in with red. So then we will put this right here, and this will kind of be like how if the enemy gets past you, that's the point that it's going to die. So we'll do wait until sensing, touching sprite 3, which is our barrier. Clean that up really quick. And then so if it comes down and it touches this, then what happens? So what we do is we go in control, stop other scripts in sprite, which will stop these two things. So it will stop coming down, and then we go in looks and we go hide. So what it will do is when it hits this, it will stop coming down and it will hide. Then it will wait half a second, 0.5 seconds, and then we will create another sprite. We go in text and we will write game over. And so that sprite will go right here. If I can grab that, it will go right here in the middle. So in this, we will do when start clicked, hide. And then we'll go in this. We will go in our enemy, wait 5.5 seconds, and then we're going to do a thing called a message. We're going to broadcast a message. So this is a message basically sends data between different sprites. So if it broadcasts the message 1, then all of the other sprites can get it. So we do when I receive message 1 looks show. And then wait 3 seconds, and then we go stop all, and that's it. That's done. We can go in sound even and play a sound when we want it, what it sounds like, whatever you want it to sound like when we die. So we'll go in library, maybe human, and then we could do a cough. So we'll go in and make this cough. So that means when we die, this guy coughs. I don't know if you can hear that, but okay, something's not working here. So when it touches sprite 3, stop other scripts in sprite, hide, and broadcast. Maybe not put this in there. Okay. Well, okay, so stop other, okay, so apparently this actually does not, okay, so we actually need to change this to when I start as a clone, and then it will do it, and then it should work. So when I start as a clone, if I'm touching this, game over. So let's see if you can hear that annoying noise. I'm gonna turn off the volume really quick. So we start, we're playing the game, and then the cough. We died. So this is the fully working game. It's hard, actually. So, thanks for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.